The gaming world is big business across the globe, but are there any Kenyans online who are creating games worth talking about, games worth playing? Let's live out loud with two developers from Scrin Studios next. Hello and welcome to Sheila Lives Out Loud. I'm so glad you found this channel. My name is Sheila Mwanyega. Please click subscribe and remember to hit notifications. That way you never miss an episode of the show when we upload. And we are living out loud at the waterfront. Karen, you have arrived. If you're looking to set up shop or expand your business and are in need of great space, this is where you should be, the Waterfront Karen. And we're all set to have a conversation on gaming with two developers from Scrin Studios, Kevin and Ken. Let's talk about gaming, because there could be some people who are watching and they're thinking, gaming, what does that mean?
Yeah, so gaming has different meanings, and from this context, gaming is entertainment. People play games on their phones, people play games on consoles, people play games on their computers. So gaming has been a form of entertainment from a very long time ago. So we just transferred that entertainment into now virtual entertainment. So it's big business out there. It's still an industry here in Kenya, but we play games. The other side is who now develops the game.
You're talking about the developed world. There are a lot of people on the other side of the pond who are actually developing the games. We are consumers. We buy the games for ourselves. We buy the games for our children. I remember working with a boss who used to buy all these games when they'd come out, and we'd ask him, so what are you going to do this Friday, boss? And he'd say, I'm going home to play this. I just ordered it and I just got it and it's going to be so great. And you'll find he'll lock himself in the house the whole weekend and he's just playing games and playing games and playing games. And like you've said, it's big business. I've also taken a look at some YouTube videos where people talk about the games and, you know, tell people what they think about interacting with these games, and they get paid a lot of money. And that gets me thinking, being able to create or develop a game is where the money is at. Tell us a little bit more about that.
The gaming industry is a huge industry in the Western world, and it has employed so many people, right from developers, people who play games online, people who blog about the gaming news and all. And from that industry, we've seen a lot of jobs created, and that's the same narrative we're trying to bring back home here.
Okay.
So we believe it starts by developing games. Then it will create opportunities for the other guys.
In talking about developing games, you are both developers. Tell us a little bit about what that means.
It's a journey that started 4 to 5 years ago while we were still in campus. We were third years. So we didn't know about games. We knew about games, yes, playing them, but not creating them. So it started out from an interest kind of point where I wanted to be like, who are the guys behind the screen who make those games? So fast forward to now, it's been a learning process. It's hard, I would say, but nothing good comes easy anyway. So we've just released our first IP that's it's a 2.5D game, 3D game, but it looks like a 2D game. So it's been a humbling experience from the point we started, where we thought we could do this after a year, to now after 4 to 5 years. That's when we are releasing.
It's taken you 4 to 5 years to get your first game together.
Yes.
And this is something you've all worked together. And I know there are more of you. It's not just two.
Yeah.
You are a whole entire team of developers.
Yeah, I was privileged to lead the team. I was the lead developer, and he's the game designer, lead game designer. And we had this huge team. Some guys we outsourced from offshore, and that's how a Wrecking Squad came to be.
Okay, and that's the name of the IP. That's
Yeah.
that's the
Wrecking
game that
Squad.
you have
Wrecking Squad,
developed. Before we talk about the game and how it works, I want to talk about the time that it took to develop. It took about 5 years.
Yeah.
Is this an ordinary time span for a game, or is it because we live in Kenya that's why it took so long to develop it?
I would say yes and no. Why no? It depends with the scope of the game, and it depends what you want to create, and it also depends with the skill level. So yes, it takes longer if the game is huge, if it's the scope is big, and no, it doesn't take long if it's a simple game. Why we took that long was, like I mentioned before, we were in campus. I was studying finance. He was studying community development.
No way.
Yeah.
I was thinking you were all, you know, in IT and
No, we
figuring
are
out stuff there.
No, we are self-taught. So I was a finance major doing finance stuff. Then at night going to now study something else that I didn't know. So getting to a point where you know first, and then now creating fast. That's why to us, and we were a small team, so it took that long for us to create the game. So right now it can take a shorter time if we were to make another one, depending on the scope of it.
Because of course you've got experience,
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
what goes into creating the game.
Yeah.
So it won't take another 5 years before you develop the next game.
No.
When I think about the challenges of what you do, obviously talking about having many commitments and the different responsibilities that you had, that must have been a challenge,
Yeah.
because it slowed down, you know, having the product out
Yeah.
in good time. But what were some of the other challenges that you faced?
For us, I think mostly it was balancing. You have to pay bills, and you also have to create a product, world-class product. Because if you create some silly game, no one will play it. So it has to be interesting. So for us, that was a big challenge, trying to balance everything so that we can come up with something nice.
So basically what you're saying is it's fast gaming is expensive.
Right.
It's creating a game is virtually expensive. So doing something that can generate income fast before you go make that game. Because he said we outsource some of the stuff. So it means now you have to pay to pay for that. So some other challenges were skill. So we started out as developers. I moved into design way later. So that was also another challenge, that we were a team, but we didn't have the requisite skills.
Okay, because you were all learning
Yeah.
as you
Yeah.
were going.
Yeah.
No wonder it took 5 years. But that is tenacity, and
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
discipline.
Yes.
And that means you all get along very well, because you're still friends,
Yeah.
and you're still together 5 years on.
So we're still friends after 15 years.
Yeah.
Wow, it's-
we
it's-
went to the same,
Same
high school.
then to
All right, so
same
you're all
university.
stuck with
We are
each other.
family.
Yeah.
It didn't matter if you got upset with
Yeah.
each other, you go cool
No.
off and come back
Yeah.
and continue with what you started.
Yes.
All right, so tell me a little bit about your game. What's that about?
Wrecking Squad is a game based in a futuristic Nairobi environment. It's about, you play as a member of the Wrecking Squad.
I'm
One
sure
of
know what
5
Wrecking Squad
members.
is.
Yeah, no, everybody knows the Raki
Yeah,
Squad.
you know.
They show up and they're not coming to play.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So you have a mission to rescue the city from this zombie apocalypse that was started by Matapeli Corporation. People turned into zombies.
Zombie-like creatures. We don't know if they are zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't even know if
Yeah.
they're like zombies, but you just know they're foul.
Yeah, so the only mission you have is to kill every zombie that comes on your way. You make your way to the safe house, and
Rescue.
you rescue the city, and you're rewarded with a medal.
So if I can add on
Just a
something
medal,
to
that seems like an awful lot to go through.
So it's a series-based game where that's just the first edition. So the plan is to make it into a franchise where the Wrecking Squad, it's the records, like you mentioned. So they have,
it grows. So the challenges
grows,
are different. You
Challenges
could
are
be
different.
zombies.
It can be zombies.
It could be hostage situations. It could be all kinds of things.
So the first version, it's zombie.
Yeah.
So we released the first, let me call it a prototype.
Yeah.
It's because we haven't advanced it to that level that we want, but we have to start from somewhere. So the plan is to get people interested, get people to know about it as we advance it further. Okay. To the point that it becomes like the Call of Duty of games.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
huge.
So,
Call of Duty. I dated this guy once, and we went to
Sorry
war.
about that.
I know, because of our game. But talking about letting people know about the game, how are you sensitizing people? How many people have downloaded the game? How's that working for you?
Right now, we have over 400 downloads
Within a week.
Within
Really?
a week of release
Yeah.
on Google Play, and we have over 10,000 views
Within a week.
on Facebook.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
our official game trailer. So
Wow.
we've managed to build a small community around it, and that's our intention. We plan to even grow the community.
Yeah, and the feedback
further.
we got from it was, this has the potential to be something more. That's one thing that is encouraging us.
Yeah.
At first, we were afraid to release it because we are perfectionists, by the way. So releasing something that isn't perfect to how we want was the first step to overcoming that fear. So we released it, say, okay, fine, let's see what the response was. Some was bad. Overall,
No, you take
it was
the good and the bad, you know, and
Yeah.
then some of the bad, you look at it and ask yourself, where is this coming from?
Yeah.
Because some of it is actually criticism that can help you, but then some of it is just hating for hating's sake, you know.
Yeah. But like you say, it's hating for hating, but we take it as a learning process, because you can never be perfect at something until you do it, and you're not perfect again, so you have to continue doing. So like I mentioned, it's a series, so we're looking for ways and people who are interested to join us so that it becomes something much more. The feedback we got, we're like, okay, fine, we want to produce what you guys want us to produce.
This current model is out, the first season is out, and you're now working on the next step. Yeah. Is it still amongst all of you, or are you opening the door for collaborations and partnerships with others?
It's still amongst us. We're working together as a team, but we're open, and we are actually looking for people to work with us, because where we want to take it, it's beyond our scope. We can't do it alone, especially fund-wise and also skill-wise, because we need better 3D artists, and better 3D artists need to be paid good money. We need better storytellers, so better storytellers need to be paid good money. So I kept on saying gaming is an expensive affair. Like the real games that people play, for example, FIFA, they invest hundreds of millions of dollars every day, every year, I mean, to make that game. And they only change a few things. And imagine they invest hundreds of millions of dollars. In our case, the industry is still at its infancy, but we need help, not just us as a studio, but the industry
as a whole.
Yeah.
All right, looking at the industry as a whole, I can't help but think about the Copyright Society. Have you copywritten your intellectual property?
Yeah.
Are you safe? Nobody in Japan is going to come up with Reki scored, and then you guys going to be like, but wait, that was ours. What have you done there?
In the gaming industry, I would say it's a bit tough to copyright a game, because as much as you've brought a new concept up, it's you can actually lay claim to an idea that you're the only person who's done that. There exists a 3D game, there exists a 2D game. So all we're trying to do is be the first at creating a game that people really identify with, so that when the next person makes another game that looks like us, people be like, okay,
Yeah,
Those
but
guys
you
did
know
it
where you
fast.
saw it first.
Yeah.
Exactly, your fans will hold you down.
Yeah. So on the other part where about copyright and the copyright society, like the industry is just starting out. I think we are like less than 100 people. I would say the whole of East Africa who make games and who are continuing to want to make games. So we are still a small community, but I'm
But
proud
you exist.
we are some
And
of the
that
pioneers.
calls
Yeah.
for something.
Yeah.
That calls for something. So as we get ready to wind up, I'm looking at the future, and what do you see for yourselves? What would you like to see happen?
I'd like to see the gaming industry in Kenya grow to that point where it employs people beyond just developers. I'd like to see people earning from playing our games online, just like in the Western world.
The future is bright.
The
And that,
future
and
is
that
bright.
means for us, more people are playing our games. So it means we've grown to that point where our games are played by a lot of people rather than people playing. There's no problem when people play other games, but also we have a place on the shelf. When someone thinks about Call of Duty, they also think about Wrecker Squad. That's the place where I think 5 years from now, as an IP, that's where we want it to go.
Right. We can only wish you well.
Thank
And
you.
we
Thank you.
want the best for you, because when you grow, we know a lot of other people are going to be growing with you.
Yeah.
Because I'm listening to you and I'm hearing it's not just about the guys who've started the project, it's about all the people who you will tap into the project
Yeah.
with you. The artists, the voiceover people, the storytellers,
Yeah.
the investors as well. So we wish you all the very best. Thank you for making the time to
Thank
live
you
out
for
loud with
having
us. I know you're on social media, so we will post your content,
Yeah.
especially your handles, so that people can find you, try out the game, and hopefully download some more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think
Love
that will
that.
be good.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
great.
And then maybe we can talk about developing a Sheila Lives Out Loud game.
We should talk
You
about
never
that.
know.
We
Anything
should
is
talk about
possible.
that. Yeah, definitely.
Remember to check out my social media sites. We are going to post those handles on all of those platforms so you can get in touch with these guys. The future is ripe. It's ready. It's here. It's now. If it's all about gaming for you, then you know the people you need to look out for. We are going to wind up at the waterfront, Karen. Remember, if you're looking for office space or setting up shop for the very first time, you need to be at the waterfront, Karen. It is East Africa's premier destination for lifestyle and wellness, so check it out. Until our next episode, live out loud in all that you do. Bye.